Okay, here's how you can drive innovation everywhere. It all starts with your ideas and goals, then moves on to strategy, brainstorming the strategies, gaining or thinking or planning about the opportunities, facing the competition, right? And looking for support everywhere, then doing the planning. And for example, if you're a product, you have to look at the pre-launch stuff, right? Then the marketing aspect, the performance aspect all comes into picture. Then the teamwork, right? How your team is cooperating with you guys, um, how you can motivate or inspire your team, then your customers to take your business or to propel your business forward, propel your venture forward, then the sales aspect, the repeat sales aspect, all this to achieve success. This entire diagram that you can actually frame in your particular niche area and think about it. um, just think about a tree that has all these aspects, and just imagine that, guys, so that it'll help you to drive innovation in any kind of business that you're operating, or maybe you're working as part of a company. Anywhere you can build a culture of innovation, right? It's a very fast-paced business world out here. Innovation is the most powerful, kind of bullet that ensures long-term success. If your company is not innovating or reinventing most of its process across the board, then definitely you're falling behind. Keep that in mind. Your top competitors are constantly striving to discover new opportunities to grow their business to the next level of growth through product development or having a lot of marketing teams resources. Keep that in mind. Again, it's very important to note the consumer market is also searching for novelty in every kind of industry, believe it or not. So you got to build a culture of innovation. You need to surround yourself and be yourself, and surround yourself with the most positive employees who can innovate, right? The positive co-workers or your team members who can innovate, who embrace technology that is useful, right? Who can research, monitor, and improve stuff. It's like not just you assemble teams for any kind of purpose like this, but these team members have to think on their own, think outside the box, inside the box, research, monitor, improve a lot of things, adapt your approach or solution, actually build on your solution, discover pain points in the market, monitor the performance of any kind of proposed solution, and definitely go ahead with that, right? And also, guys, they need to have a vision for bringing about the change. Also, they would need to fight the fear of change, guys, because there's a lot of risks involved in innovation. If somebody paints a picture, many of them would critique it, or many of them would actually see the picture and applaud, right? So the critics are on the higher side. Okay, so the risks are there, the opportunities are also there, but definitely, guys, they need to fight the fear of change. Whoever is trying to embrace innovation is my personal opinion, guys. Okay, also you can think like a venture capitalist, right? So VCs use a portfolio approach so that they balance the risk of losers with the upsides of winners, for that matter, right? So they like to consider a large number of proposals that they get to their inbox. They're comfortable with the knowledge that many of the ideas they back are going to fail. These are the most important lessons for any kind of corporate executives who may typically consider only a handful of proposals which they believe will definitely win, and who abhor failure. So, guys, get ready to breaking all the rules, because once you break the rule is, for example, I'll give you a great idea. You are stuck in a maze, okay? So you need to figure out what is a path to come out of the maze, right? So you will think a lot of logical steps. You'll think that this way you recross or recircle to a particular point. You'll do that again and again. You'll find that, oh, this is another way. This has to be an exit gate, but it's not an exit gate. Then you come back, you go again to the left, and you find that, and just imagine that has to be the exit gate, but it's not. And then you go to the right, and then again you think that in fact it got to be the exit gate, and in fact it's again not, right? Then you think, you sit down, you think about the way you came, what kind of angles you can think about, what kind of any kind of stuff that would come to your mind when you actually came in. Oh yes, you saw that the maze had a wall, and in the wall was a clock. So definitely that is a starting point, right? It's like an escape room, but in fact that's the entry room. So you just came in and you saw there is a clock hanging on the wall, and that is the entry point. So remember, always when you find the clock, it's not the exit point, it's an entry point. So now you need to find the exit, right? So then you go, then you see the clock, oh, it's the entry point. Then you imagine what kind of exit point would be there, where would be the actual exit point. Then you make a lot of choices. Then you go here, you go there, you go to left side directions, you go to right side directions. You finally figure out that you gotta exit, but in fact that's covered with grass. So you think that it's a dead end, but in fact you see that there is a small opening there that has a button. In fact it has a button and it's hidden in grass. So you just go and you just cut some of the grass yourself. You have a knife, you cut it, whatever, and then you find the button, and then you press the button, and boom, the door opens. So all this stuff, you gotta, and then you go out and you find the exit, and you're applauded by your fans and all this stuff. So that's a great story. But imagine this. So now I have told the story. Now let me just reiterate something, or compare this to actual life. So the entry point of a business, when you thought everything is very cool, very great, you had a clock. The clock was your money, your funding, your resources, your team members, your idea. That was a clock while you entered the maze. Then you got stuck in a maze. You don't know how to make sales. You don't know how to actually get your business to the front, to the top. And then you go, you recircle. You go to the left direction, you go to the right direction. You're searching for stuff that would matter the most. You're searching for money, you're searching for revenue, you're searching for fame, everything, right? Then what happens? Finally, you find something. Maybe it's a growth hack idea. You find someone who can suggest you that growth hack idea, like Srinidhi Ranganathan, whatever. You find another Walt Disney, or anybody who's really famous, who can go ahead and set us a lot of things. Then you find that particular stuff hidden, so you're not able to find out. You're not able to reach out to me or whatever. You're able to reach out to a person who can accomplish, the person who is a game changer, right? Then you somehow clear that block that is within you, and then you say, okay, let's try out, let's take the risk, let's do this. And then you approach me or anybody else who's really great with growth hacking, and then he suggests some ideas that you got to use this to increase your sales, you got to do this, you got to do that, and all the stuff. So then you have that stuff done, and then the door opens. I mean, the door to your revenue, the golden door, the treasure door opens and you get a lot of revenue flowing, and then you go out. So this is just a great example that you are stuck in a maze, and how do you come out? The maze is your business. A maze also can be your life, right? So it depends on what kind of decision. The decision is you gotta take, but something is hidden. Understand, guys? The stuff is hidden. You gotta find out what is the hidden stuff. The hidden stuff can be very close to you, very near to you. It can be very, what do you call as very what do you call as close to you, but in fact you're not able to see it. Your eyes are closed, you're not able to see it. In fact, you're just, say 1 or 2 steps away, right? I'll tell you one more story. So one person, okay, so heard that there is a treasure hidden outside his home, and he starts digging that treasure. To find the treasure, he starts digging the sand or whatever, mud, rocks, etc. He starts to crack it, and he has dug so much. In fact, he has dug like a lot. He spent like 1 week to do it, and at the end he sees there is nothing. Oh my god, I don't want to do this. He puts away the shovel or whatever you call it, right, that you use for digging the stuff, and then he goes away, right? So he's dug so deep, and suddenly a way passer, a guy who actually is passing the way, sees that, okay, what is here? Do I find water or something like that? Because he's very thirsty. There is no water available there or whatever. So he sees a shovel or whatever, and he just picks that and he starts digging it, and in fact with the second dig he finds gold. So guys, this is a great example that you are very near to your target, you're very near to your goal, and at that point of time you thought you want to quit. That is something which annoys a lot of people, right? So, and you lose a lot of things too in this stuff, because you have done so much of hard work. The guy has done so much of hard work to actually dig that, find out the treasure, and at the last minute he leaves it and he goes away, right? And another guy gets all the results, right? So guys, this is the perfect example, the maze example I gave you and the treasure example I gave you. Think about it, right? And always, guys, if you're starting out on projects, build prototypes first initially, test it out with certain markets, and then go after the big ones, right? Collaborate with the right people, the great innovators who like to actually innovate stuff, who thinks that risks are to be taken, who always breaks the rules, right? Who can do all-rounder jobs, right? So people, right, many of them have discouraged me too. They have told that you're an all-rounder. See, whenever I apply for digital marketing jobs, example, I just give an example, this happened to me in the past. So they say that you can do SEO, you can do website creation. I tell them I can do a lot of things, right? I tell them I can do this, I can do that. Okay, then they say to me, you can do website creation, you do app creation, you do game creation, you can market, you're a growth hacker, you know about Facebook advertising, you know about Twitter advertising, you know about LinkedIn advertising, you know Pinterest, social media advertising. You all heard about SEM, you worked on SEM stuff, you worked on SEO, you worked on lead generation, you worked on affiliate marketing, but we are not looking for all-rounders in our company. So that's what they say. Don't be that person who says that. An all-rounder is actually needed, guys, because if he picks up one thing wrong, he does another thing right. Understand, okay? Sometimes my mastery of SEO would be more and content creation might be less. Just give me an example. Sometimes my mastery to create videos would be more, the skills would be more. In fact, Facebook advertising skills may be less. So somewhere, some skills that comes in the marketing field may be more, some skills that would come in the marketing field may be less. So that's not an excuse or a reason to actually not to take it, right? Just an example I'm giving you. So for suppose if your friends or your colleagues tell that I'm an all-rounder, I can do this, appreciate them, right? So that's what is applauding the true all-rounder. So if he's joking, that's a different thing, but definitely nobody would joke saying that they're an all-rounder, right? Because they can do a lot of things. They have the will and power to achieve extraordinary things, and because they are passionate, they're able to do that. Because they have the energy, they have the drive that will translate them into the right direction that takes them and be an inspiration for all the kind of people that they can be, right? So definitely you want the evangelists, you want the passionate supporters, you want the people who believe that reaching the destination is really worthwhile at the end of the day. It's really great at the end of the day, right? So that's something which you got to think about, okay? And person who asks why and why and why, always remember he's asking only to figure out why actually you got to do this, why you should actually do that, why is this happening, how we can improve this, right? Why it is not improving right now, why contribute to this right now, how can I contribute to this right now, what is the purpose of this, right? So the why question matters the most also, right? It requires a clear definition of the purpose of the innovation process whatsoever and how it contributes the vision and strategy. It's never complete. Nobody is 100% true innovator, but we should keep innovating daily. You should keep innovating time to time. The process itself is a continuously developed and optimized process, but at the same time it needs development daily or constantly. That's what I'm saying. So again and again, that is what I'm saying. So it needs to be most actively sought again and again, right? In this way, it is constantly evolving, adapting to the requirements of any kind of stuff that you need innovation for. It can be your product, it can be your app, it can be your organization, it can be your market, it can be the future of your organization, and vice versa, right? So be the one to establish and introduce an innovation department to in your organization, innovative process that can actually translate into higher levels of success. So this is for a future fit innovation process for yourself, your career, your organizations, that has many possibilities to influence the output and to achieve success.